So I'm going to share with you my investment philosophy, and it has to do with 10 P's, which I'll share with you. But here's what I want you to be thinking about. This applies to me in my mind during a great time, during a horrible time, recession, or regular time that's just vanilla. But it is important to keep in mind during a time like this, recession, inflation, fear, unemployment, worries about unemployment going up, all of these things being in mind, there's probably never been a time in the last 10 years more important for you to get clear about your investment philosophy than today. So having said that, let's get into the first P's of the 10 P's that we have in regards to investment philosophy. Number 1 P is people. So why people? Why not a stock? Why not a mutual fund? I love seeing a track record of a person that's continuously building a strong reputation, that's getting results, that has a new idea, and I'll say, you know what? I'm going to support him. Here's $1 million. Here's $500,000. Here's $100,000. Here's $50,000. By the way, this applies to big names like Elon Musk, who goes from, X to PayPal to Tesla to Boring Company to now wanting to buy Twitter. It doesn't matter. People follow him because he has a track record of getting results. The same way in a small market of, say, 200,000 people in a small city, there are plenty of smaller Elons who have a reputation of keeping their word, getting things done. When they say they're going to do it, they do it. People say, how much money are you trying to raise? 5 million, 2.5 million, 2 million. I want to be a part of that because I trust you. So number 1 P is people. Today's sponsor is Aura. What Aura does is protect you against identity theft, which today it is the fastest growing crime in all of America. Just last year, 1.5 million Americans experienced identity theft for you know how much money? Ready? Not 1 billion, not 5 billion, not 10 billion, $52 billion just last year. Every 14 seconds, somebody's identity is stolen, which means during this video, 4 to 5 people's identity will be stolen. And the reason why this is important to me is I've been in the financial industry for a long time, insurance, finance. We spend a lot of money every year to protect against cybersecurity attacks. Just a fun fact, one of our employees, Aaron, went on their website and he tested to see how many times his identity had been stolen, his password, over 40 times on the dark web. You may want to find out how many times your identity has been stolen. So if you want to protect yourself from the fastest growing crime in America, visit aura.com/valuetainment to start your 14-day trial. One more time, Aura, AURA.com/valuetainment to start your 14-day free trial with Aura. Try Aura free for 2 weeks to find out if any of your personal information or your family's personal information has been compromised. Number 2 P is perpetual. And what do I mean by perpetual? Anything that I know I have to buy every month, every week, every day, services, products that are perpetual, I will make the investment into that because it's part of our life and you can't just buy it one time and that's it. By the way, perpetual can mean a lot of different things. People don't go to a chiropractor one time and it's over with. We don't just buy toothpaste one time and it's over with. You don't go to a dentist and it's over with one time, that's it. You don't go buy toilet paper one time and that's it. You clean up, you're good. You don't buy certain things that are over, like a service, a Netflix type of a thing that I have to continuously perpetually pay. I look at services that are perpetual because it gives me a certain stream of income on a monthly basis. So the second thing I look at is perpetual. The next P is phenomenon. And what do I mean by phenomenon? Phenomenon is something that comes out of nowhere. Let's just say hypothetically, and by the way, this is a very small percentage of when I invest. It's not a big, it's a smaller one because the risk is always going to be higher. This could be collectible cards. This could be art. For some, it could be NFTs or crypto. But it's anything that's a phenomenon that just comes out of nowhere and you say, you know what? I'll put 2% into this. I'll put 1% into this. I'll put a small portion into this because the upside is so massive, but the risk is also very high. So your risk tolerance got to be a right place to invest into a phenomenon. But every once in a while, I like to take a little bit of a risk with certain products that is a phenomenon. That doesn't happen often with a big upside. 4th P is problems. And what do I mean by problems? I like when I sit down with somebody, they come and they say, hey, here's a problem. Here's how we're solving it. Oh, that's great. Fantastic. I'm happy with this. This is a great way. I'm willing to do this. What could that be? Hey, you're busy. You don't really want to go out there and go get the food. It's the middle of the night. You're at the house. You've already showered. You put the kids down. You don't want to go get food right now. Uber Eats will bring it to you no matter what you want. What a great idea. Uber Eats, great. Grubhub, great. All these types of ideas that are solving a problem. I'll give you one from our own ourselves. So 3-4 years ago, I'm talking to one of my lawyers and I have a 7-minute call with the lawyer. After a 7-minute call, he sends me a 30-minute bill. And I call him, I said, listen, it's not a big number here, but why am I paying you for 30 minutes? We had a 7-minute call. He said, calls roll up. I said, what do you mean? He said 7 automatically rolls up to 30. So I said, I overpay by 23 minutes. He says, that's how it works. He says, I can bring it down to 15, but typically 7 rolls up. I asked him this question. I said, how can I pay you by the minute? Interesting question, fair question. Guess what the lawyer said? I've never been asked that before. I said, bingo. If you've never been asked that before, but I'm thinking about it myself, I bet a lot of other people don't want to pay by 30 minutes and roll up. A lot of people would like to pay by the minute. What if there was an app that I can pay to talk to anybody by the minute? A therapist, a doctor, an investment person, a lawyer, a person that's dealing with marriage, a person that's an influencer, a person that's took a company public. So we came in here and we first looked to see if an app like that exists. We had a call with one of the companies that had the app. I didn't feel comfortable with the founder. They wanted to sell us the company. I didn't buy it. But we came out and we said, we're going to design it our own way, and we called the app Minect. Okay, so Minect is M-I-N-N-E-C-T. It's, do you have a minute to connect? Yes, you can buy to talk to me by the minute, and we do a 15-minute FaceTime. Matter of fact, we have Tate on there. We have, Chaz Palminteri on there. We had a couple of our guys, Matt Sapala, interview Tate for 15 minutes. He took that video, put it on YouTube, got a few 100,000 views. We had a couple of guys do interviews with certain influencers, and they talk to them. They take that video, and they can do whatever they want because you can pay by the minute. So that app, if you do want to take advantage of the app, you can click on a link below or somewhere above here. Go download the app Minect. It solves a problem. You get to pay influencers and experts by the minute, not by the hour. 5th P is preventative. And here's what I mean by preventative. Too many times, this is not exciting. What I'm about to tell you, most people are like, oh my God, boring, cry me. Let me skip to number 6. Hear me out before you go to number 6. I've been in the insurance space for 21 years, right? My whole business is preventative. What's preventative? Eventually we're all gonna die. We all get taxed, we all gonna die. It's gonna happen no matter what. So insurance was preventative. So I remember one time when I went and raised $10 million from one of my investors, they said, we'll give you this $10 million. But they asked a magical question. What if you die? What are we going to do with that? I said, I don't understand the question yet. I'm in the insurance space. He says, yeah, but we'd like to buy Keyman Insurance that in case you die, we get the money back. I said, no problem. Totally makes sense. That's a preventative investment that you make to protect your $10 million. So preventative is a hedge. So maybe, for instance, I'm not telling you gold. Gold is a form of a hedge. There are certain things you buy that's purely a hedge. I pay attention to preventative investments because it's a hedge against the risk that you may be taking. 6P is patent. And what do I mean by patent? A lot of times, creatives that are constantly creating new products, they don't make good operators, but they make great products. So if they create a great product, like I'll get a call from one of my friends in the investment world and say, hey, let me tell you about this new patent that this guy's got. And here's what he's doing. XYZ, this is what his patent is. And he's the only one. He's been working on this for 3 years. Fantastic. That's great. However, who's the team around him? Well, great question. Here's who we have around him. So if I see a great patent with the right team around him, I will entertain investing into it only if the person with the patent has a right supporting cast around them, because that person with the patent, very rarely does a person that have a patent only have one. Most people who have a patent, they normally have, I have 43 patents, I have 28 patents. So they get distracted a little bit. But a patent creator, inventor with a great supporting cast, I will consider investing into those as well. 7th P, product. Here's what I mean by product. So the other day, I'm talking to a friend and he says, hey, Patrick, let me share with you this product. What's the product? This product allows you to produce any video content you're creating. They practice and get your voice down and they're able to translate what you're saying in 24 different languages. I said, what? He says 24 different languages. You gotta be kidding me. No. So immediately, it's like, for only $7,500, we can do this. It's not what I'm thinking. Immediately, I'm like, I got to talk to the CEO. Why? Is there a round I can get in? What's their supporting cast? What are they doing? So I set up a Zoom with them. He helped me out. I got on the Zoom with the CEO and the president. And I sat there and said, what a fascinating product. And at that time was a great time to go in and look at the investment. So again, products to me is too many times people see a good product. Oh, let me buy this product. No. If you see a great product that's a unique product, go and say, how can I invest? This is a product I would use, and I'm sure other people will as well. How can I get $1,000 in there, $5,000 in there, $10,000 to invest, not just because it's a great product, but because I want to get involved and help the company grow, because I see this thing being bigger than just a product that I use on a regular basis. So again, look at a product that you personally use, that you're excited about, see if you can potentially support the company as well, if it's got a big vision and good supporting cast. 8P is predictable. Here's what I mean by predictable. anything I can invest in. This is not a high rate of return. This is not something that's going to be astronomical. This is not something where you're going to go brag to your friends about, did you see this stock I bought or this? Nope, it's very predictable. It gets the job done. You need it. It's like a sports team that you got 12 basketball players. You need a couple people that are predictable to come and give you 6 minutes a game, 8 minutes a game to relieve the superstar weight, but that person's not going to help you win a championship, but it's predictable. I will find some predictable investments that are maybe an ETF, maybe a mutual fund done in the right way, but some predictable investments that I know with a long track record, I will take a look at predictable products. Ninth P is property. And by the way, I will tell you, this is not a big part of my portfolio, but it is something that I've gone to in the last few years, and I do it in my own way, and hopefully you can take whatever you want out of this. There's people that are better experts in this than I am, but I'm going to give you mine. I'm speaking to my realtor, and I'm talking to him about, hey, what are your thoughts about real estate economy coming down? How much you think it's going to come down? Basic conversations that I'm having with this guy. And he says, here's how you got to look at with real estate. When real estate takes a hit, any property that's a regular property, that's a vanilla property, those are the ones that take a hit. But a waterfront property, you can't build more waterfront property. An intercoastal property, you can't build more intercoastal properties. A community that's closest to the school that every parent wants to send their kids to, well, guess what? You're not going to have too many of those properties near the school that everybody wants to send their kids to. A condo in an area that's the hottest area of town, that's got the nightlife or whatever's going on, there's a limited amount. A commercial real estate property in an area that's got a lot of foot traffic going on, that's always going to be in demand. So everything when it comes down to property, there's got to be a strategy behind it. If you're just winging it, whether it's land, commercial, residential, rental, it doesn't matter, multifamily, everything you do it with a strategy. That gives you the higher chance to get a rate of return on it. So ninth P, property. Last P, but not least, is priceless. And what do I mean by priceless? Remember the MasterCard commercial? For everything else, there's MasterCard, you know, the whole thing for this is this is that, this is priceless. When it comes down to spending time with family, our annual rituals that we do, I don't put a dollar amount on it. I want the best experience because all year long we talk about it. Christmas parties, I want the best Christmas vacation that we have with the family because we're going to talk about it. Summers, travels, entertaining our guys. It doesn't matter what it is. When it comes down to priceless moments, you're forever going to remember that, whether it's you, your peers, your coworkers, your kids, your spouse, your family, all of it. So 10th P, last but not least, is investing in priceless moments, memories that will last a lifetime. So having said that, if you want the PDF to today's episode, do us a favor, click on a link below, subscribe to the newsletter. We'll send a PDF with one pager. And if you want to get more content on money and you've never watched a video, how to double your money, click here to watch that video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.